All right, welcome back. So we're going to be playing my excuse me, I'm going to be playing my Raiders. So for those who remember, I did the 1976 Oakland Raiders in play action football drive by drive. I replayed the entire season. Now I'm going to do the 1977 season of the Oakland Raiders using my game, Football Time 3rd edition, and I'll be using the instant results. So this is the prototype book, but these are the charts that are available on the Google Drive free, the instant result charts. Also, I have, thanks to Ronnie, every single professional team in sports history rated for my games: baseball, hockey, basketball, Canadian football, NFL. So I've gone through and I have gotten all the ratings for the Raiders' opponents. 477. I jotted them down here for easy reference instead of trying to flip through that book. And the Raiders. So the 77 schedule is going to be played with Football Time instant results. And I have my highlight reel deck. This is designed for my how do I say this? As a newsreel, like Saturday matinee newsreels. So whoever wins, whoever the winner of that game is, we flip one card and we see what the highlight would be in the newsreel, Saturday matinee newsreel. Of course, in 1977, it wouldn't be a Saturday matinee newsreel. It would be Saturday. It would be actually the Wide World. What was that called? The CBS Weekend Football highlights. All right, we got the Chargers at the Raiders. The Chargers offense is a C. The Raiders defense is a C, so Chargers will be a C for this game. The Raiders are an A versus a B. Ooh, A versus B is a B for the Raiders. And I have a dice around here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so we'll roll for the visiting team first. We're looking at the C chart, and they're going to score 2. They're going to score 14 points. And the Raiders are going to score 5. On the B chart is 27. The Raiders will win 27. So the Raiders will be 1-0, and we flip to C. Again, it's for the winning team. The highlight reel is the fullback, a 28-yard touchdown run. So this would have been Van Egan. Highlight. Van Egan, 28-yard run for a touchdown. That would have been the highlight. Now, I'm going to leave this space open for me to come back and do stats. Again, because of my, all of my football time games now come with stat generation for every player on the offense. So later, I will come back and generate the complete season statistics for my players. Okay, now you don't shuffle these. There should be enough here for the entire season. So that's highlights. So I won't see many repeated highlights or any repeated highlights. So we go back here, and the Raiders have won 27-14, and the big highlight that makes them 1-0. Now we're on to the Raiders at Steelers. The Steelers are a B versus the Raiders C. B versus C is B. Steelers will be B. The Raiders are A versus a Steelers rating of C. They must have had some injuries. A versus C. This is literally the 2-year window before the Steelers went back and went back-to-back again. So there must have been a window there where they were suffering with some injuries and things. I know they did on offense. I don't know if how much they did on defense. Raiders and Steelers. Anyway, we got the Raiders an A versus C is an A. So the Raiders will be using the A chart for this. Okay, on the road, the Raiders are going to score 4. It's going to be 28 points. So last week they put up 27. This week they put up 28. The Steelers, looking at the B chart, 2. They're going to score 17. The Raiders are 2-0 here. So we're going to get the win. We are 2-0. And the highlight for the Raiders, again, this will be a Raider highlight because we won. The Raider highlight is fullback, 21-yard touchdown run. Van Egan having a great beginning to the season, a 17-yard run TD for Van Egan. So our fullback, Van Egan, getting the job done. The Raiders have won 27-14 and 28-17. Pittsburgh, we won 28 to 17, and the Raiders start the season 2-0. But we're off to Kansas City now. The Kansas City Chiefs are a C versus our C, so the Chiefs at home will be a C. The Raiders are A versus the Chiefs F. We're an A. And unless all hell breaks loose, we should win this easy. And for the visiting team Raiders is 28 points. Man, we're consistent. 27, 28, 28. And the Chiefs, looking at C2, are going to score 14. Yep, the Raiders are consistent. We're going to get the win. We're 3-0. Wow. Absolutely whooping butt. The Raiders 3-0, trying to get back to the Super Bowl. In 76, we would have won the Super Bowl. Of course, in our replay, they didn't win the Super Bowl. So maybe it'll be 77 they win the Super Bowl. We won 28-14 this time, and we are 3-0, and we are very consistent offense right now. What's the highlight for the Raiders? The highlight is quarterback, 32-yard run. Oh my God, Kenny Stabler, the snake on a 32-yard run, TD. The snake on a bootleg down the sidelines, rumbles 32 yards into the end zone. That is crazy. I love it. The Raiders and the Browns are next. Let's double check that. Yep, Raiders, Browns. The Browns are a B versus our C. So B versus C is B. Browns, again, coming in here with a decent offense. The Raiders are A versus the Browns D. We're going to be an A. So the Raiders continue to be right around that 27, 26.5 point territory. The Raiders are on the road, so we roll for them first. 24. Oh, our worst output today, 24 this year. And they're going to give up 3. They're going to give up 21. We're going to win it by an edge. We're going to edge them by 3. The Raiders will win. We are 4-0. And the Raiders, let's go back here. Raiders win 24-21. Win 24-21. We are 4-0. Holy cow. And the highlight for the Raiders again this week on Inside the NFL or whatever it was called, CBS This Week in Football or something. Fullback, 13-yard run. Van Egan. A 13-yard run TD. Holy cow, Van Egan is the man for the Raiders in 1977. All right, Broncos, Raiders. That doesn't mean we didn't throw touchdown passes. That's the highlight. So it was a big run for Van Egan tearing up the middle. I think we have the Broncos next. Yes, we do. All right, Broncos are in our house. They are a B versus our C, so they will remain a B. We are an A versus their A. Oh, shite. We're a C. No, say it ain't so. They're going to come in here and beat us. Our first loss of the year will be to the damn Broncos, who did win the division. 5, shit. And the Broncos scored 27 points, which is what we've been averaging. So maybe, if I have to roll a 6 to win this game. 6! Oh, the Raiders! They find a way with one of those amazing late holy roller plays. It's a victory. We are 5-0. I had to roll a 6. And by Jesus, I did. Hallelujah. WWW. We got 31-27. The Broncos come in. And must have been a holy roller play there for us late, as we had to roll a 6. Let's see what the highlight was. 89-yard pass. There it is. Cliff Branch, baby. Stabler. 89-yard pass to Branch. And that's how we won it. Probably the final drive of the game. We heave a bomb, and we're going to win this. Branch. 89-yard pass to Branch. Touchdown. There it is. Finally, we see Stabler and a Branch. That is sweet. Next up, Raiders at Jets. The Jets had a bad defense, so the Raiders are going to be an A. Jets were not very good. D versus C. D versus C is D, so the poor Jets, not very good. They need the Raiders to come out and lay an egg. And on the road, the Raiders lay an egg by their standards, 21 points, but I don't think they're going to have enough. 14 for the Jets. The Raiders win again. We are 6-0. Holy cow. We win again. We win this one 21-14. Using my instant result charts and our history. Every team rated in history for 1977. I'm doing this because I do not have 1977 play action football, right? So when I get to 78, well, I'm playing 78 right now in play action football. All right, let's see what the highlight is. Quarterback. Oh, no, running back. Oh, this would be, I think it's still Whittington. I'm going to put Whittington. I could be wrong about that. Whittington with a 19-yard run TD, and we are running. We are pounding the rock. The Raiders, that's their highlight play. Holy cow, folks, we are 6-0 in a 14-game schedule. We're now at the Broncos. The last game took everything we had. Raiders are an A versus a B. We're going to be a, let's see, A versus B. We're going to be a B for the, wait a second, A versus A. As I say, we're a C for this game. Broncos are a B versus C. They're a B for this game. So again, we really got to pull out the stops. We need to roll high. 6, we're going to do it again, folks. The Raiders get 31 again on Denver. Denver cannot win this game, or can they? 4, oh, they could have won it on a 6. 4, 1, 2, 3, 24. We're going to win it 24-21 again. Raiders are 7-0. Holy cow. Outstanding. So the Raiders could not win in 76, but they are on a mission. 31-24. And that makes us 7-0. Let's see what the highlight is. Man, I'm getting to enjoy my Raiders here in the instant results. And the highlight for this week, defensive end, sack, scoop, and 48-yard touchdown return. That would be, let's say that's Sistrunk, the Martian, the Mad Martian, Sistrunk with a 48-yard scoop and score TD. Wow, we got a defensive score shows up this year. Next up, man, folks, Seahawks and the Raiders. Let's double check where we're at. Yep, Seahawks. The Seahawks not very good. They got a good offense. B versus our C. That's going to leave them a B. But they are an F. We're going to be an A. So again, our offense continues to be the pride of the league. And the Seahawks are going to score 3. They're going to score 21. I don't know if that's enough to beat the Raiders. We need to roll. Well, if we roll a 1, the Seahawks will find a way to upset our undefeated run. No, 4. The Seahawks, or the Raiders, 4 on A are going to score 28. We're going to win it by 7. And we're now 8-0, now having beaten the Seahawks 28-21, and we are 8-0. The Raiders are on a roll. Man, we got Houston next. Let's see what the highlight is for the Raiders this week. 18-yard pass, so it's going to be Stabler. 18-yard pass to Biletnikov. TD. Wow, so now we've seen Branch get an 89-yarder to pull it out against the Broncos, and Biletnikov's going to have a big 18-yard fingertip touch, tiptoe catch. We got Houston next. Yep, Oilers at our house. A versus C. Oilers are going to be an A. Shite. They have an offense? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah. And we're A versus C, so we're an A. This ought to be high scoring. This is going to be big, folks. The Oilers on the road score 1. No, they have their horrible game, 17, and the Raiders score 5. 35-17. We are 9-0. Nobody going to stop us. 35-17. I thought for a minute this would be a dangerous game as they were using the A board as well. But the Raiders remain undefeated as we travel down to beautiful San Diego, California. But let's get the highlight for this week. The highlight is free safety, punt block, 54-yard return. Gene, that would be Tatum. Tatum on a 54-yard punt block return TD. Wow, now we've had Sistrunk score on a scoop and score. We've had Tatum block a punt and run it, go back. Holy cow, now we're at the Chargers. The Chargers are C versus our C. The Chargers are C. We're A versus their B. We're a B. So this could be a little dicey here. The Raiders roll first. 3, 21. Low output for our offense. The Chargers 3, score 17, but we're going to remain undefeated. We are 10-0. Holy cow. Raiders 21-17. We are 10-0. My Lord, this is amazing. Highlights. The highlight for this game, running back, 24 yards to Whittington. Kenny King, I think, comes in 78. Kind of a fullback / halfback. 24-yard run TD for Whittington. That's the highlight reel, right? That's the show. That's while they talk about this game, that's going to be the one they show. Next up, Bills Raiders. I'm telling you, now it gets, I won't say easy. The Rams and the Vikings are going to be tough, but the Rams are the last really tough team for us. Buffalo's not a good team at all. Buffalo, F versus C. They're going to be an F. F versus C, yep. And the Raiders are A versus Buffalo's F. We're definitely an A. This ought to be a blowout. 6, they score 21. Are you kidding me? We fell asleep at the wheel. We can lose this, folks. 4, we won't. 28, we're going to win it by 7. And we will be 11-0 as we won. Wow, the Raiders win 28-21, 11-0. Don't ask me how we're doing it, but we are. The Raiders have another highlight, so they're having fun on This Week in Football at CBS Saturday mornings. Running back, 67-yard run, Whittington. This time a 67-yard run touchdown. We are having big highlights from our halfback this year. Holy cow, outstanding. Next up, this is the game. This is one of the best teams in the late 70s, the Rams. A versus RC. A versus A. We are going to be a C in today's game. They're A versus C. They're going to be an A. This is the first game. The Rams are the only team that stands in our way of going undefeated, I think. The Raiders, 3. We're going to score only 17 in LA against the Rams. And the Rams, 2 on A, 21. Dang it, we're going to lose. We are now, what is that? Makes us 11-1. Shite, we lost one, 11-1. The Rams are going to get the highlight. Man, we finally lost. There was no way we were going to go undefeated, right? I mean, especially with some really good teams on the schedule. I mean, the Broncos and the Rams were the 2 I thought for sure would give us a run. Rams win 21, so we're going to lose 17-21. Makes us 11-1. The highlight for the Rams, 21-yard pass TD to the running back. I'm trying to remember who the Rams quarterback was. I'll put QB, 21-yard pass to the running back. That would have been oh, my God. Not Wendell Tyler. That might have been. But I'll put running back. TD. So quarterback, 21-yard pass to the running back. I don't have their players memorized like I do my Raiders. Minnesota's next, folks. Yep, Vikings. Vikings aren't quite the team they once were. C versus RC. Vikings are coming to C, and we are an A versus their C. We will be an A. I don't believe we're going to lose another game till the playoffs, maybe. Vikings score 4. Very good for the Vikings. That's going to be 21 points. The Raiders score 5 on A. That's 35. The Raiders putting all doubt to rest that we are struggling. 12-1 now. As we're going to win this 35-21. We are 12-1. So it's like we're a year off. Last year in real life they were 13-1 in 76. And then the next year they went 11-3. Last year we went 11-3 and lost. This year, it looks like we might be 13-1. It's like we flipped our seasons, which is pretty cool. Highlights. The Raiders were damn good for that run, though. From 74 to 85, were damn good. Oh, the highlight is a quarterback run. So Stabler, 1 yard run. Yes, you heard me right. 1 yard run. So it must have been a Stabler sneak to win the game. Well, it wouldn't have been to win the game, but maybe to take the lead. And that's... quashed what little bit of hope the Vikings had. And last but not least, the final game of the year, of course, our arch rival Chiefs. This is not a very good Chiefs team. C versus C, they're a C. And A versus their F, we are an A. I cannot imagine we're going to split with the Chiefs, but you never know. We roll to find out. Uh-oh, the Chiefs put 24 up So we could lose this, folks. And the Raiders, nope. The Raiders say we're going into the playoffs, the best team in football, 42-24, 13-1. So we do in 77 what we could not do in 76. 42-24. We're going to be 13-1. And now we have at Baltimore. That's the other great team. And at Denver. This is the real-life playoff, so I'm sticking with that. Even though in real life it looks like the Raiders probably would have stole home field advantage. But I'm going to stick with this. We did not play the Colts, so we can assume maybe the Colts finished 13-1 as well and somehow have a tiebreaker on us. Maybe they beat the Rams, or they beat whoever that beat. Rams beat us. And then we have Denver, at Denver, which would not happen. So it'll be Denver at our house. So I think, to make it fair, right, I think we've got to get our highlight for the last game of the week. The highlight for the last game of the year, a running back, 23 yards, Whittington. Running back, 23-yard run TD. So Whittington has some big runs this year. Now I think it should be, since we're 13-1, I'm going to put Colts at Raiders. Colts at the Raiders. There is no home field advantage in the instant result chart, so it's not going to kill us. The Colts come in here. In 77, the Colts are an AB. So Colts are an AB. So the Colts will come in here. A versus RC. The Colts, oh shit, they're an A. Pardon my French. And we're an A versus their B. You got to be kidding. We're going to be a B. Folks, don't tell me we're going to choke in the playoffs. 1977 playoffs. Uh-oh, here we go. Colts have every chance to win this. One! And I roll the big number one. The big, you got it. Go, baby. Number one. The Raiders aren't going to lose now. 4, hot dog. The Colts come in and run into the silver and black buzzsaw. They are now 14-1. And all I have to do back here is change this to at Raiders. We win 24-17. Dang, that was the risk. 14-1. We're now going to host Denver. And let's look at the highlight for this game. Holy cow, folks. My Raiders are running away. We're going to face the Rams in the Super Bowl. So if we make it to the Super Bowl, it will be the Rams because they beat us. And they're an A&A team, so we're going to face the... Now, in real life, it was the Cowboys. So maybe I should make it the Cowboys. The Cowboys are A plus B. I don't know. I think the Rams, since the Rams beat us, it should be a rematch. But let's get the highlight. Ah, there he is. Dave Casper, Hall of Famer, Stabler to Casper in the playoffs. That's how we won it right there, folks. Game-winning touchdown. Game-winning TD pass of 14 to Casper. Goes to the post against the Colts. In real life, it was like 60-yard goes to the post play. But we're going to get the TD pass. So Stabler, game-winning TD pass of 14 yards to Casper. How do I know? Because we won 24-17. It would have been the deciding factor. Maybe it was even overtime, like the real game. Holy cow. Outstanding. Now it's going to be Denver coming to our house. There's no way the Broncos won the division with our record. And we beat the Broncos twice, so we know for a fact they're coming to our house. Playoff. 1977. Whew! Here we go, folks. Broncos, B versus RC. They're a B. And the Raiders, A versus A. God dang it. A versus A makes us a B. Here we go. Dang it. What do you want to bet our arch rival ends up back in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys like real life? That's going to make me mad. Broncos, 4. Uh-oh, folks. We got to work. 24 points for Denver. Come on, Raiders. We got to roll a 5. We got to roll a 4, 5, or 6. It's 6. Touchdown, Raiders, 35. We're going to get it done with a win. We are 15-1. Highlights. So Denver comes in here, gives it their best. They don't have enough offense to hang in there with us. It's going to be a return, a 101-yard kickoff return. Holy cow, that would be, what's his name? Not Davis. Was it Davis? It might have been Davis. I'm going to put Davis. I can't remember now. The shoot. 101-yard kick return TD. And that's probably what tore their heart out in front of hometown fans. My gosh, fakes. We went 15-1. We're going to beat Denver 35-24. And it'll make us 15-1. And then I'm going to roll randomly. Odd, Dallas will represent the NFC. Even, it will be the Rams in a rematch. The Rams in a rematch. Oh my God. And here it is. Super Bowl. It'll be the Rams. I can't remember who was actually at home in that game. But it's neutral site. But we're going to say Rams. Holy cow. We got our highlight. 101-yard kick return. Here it is, folks. Super Bowl. And this is 1977. I can't remember what Super Bowl that was. 10? 15? 12? I don't remember. But we're going to be in our whites. We'll let the Rams represent in their beautiful blue and golds. All right, Super Bowl. A versus A. So the Raiders are A versus A, folks. This is a killer. C. Rams are A versus C. A. Can we redeem ourselves? Or will we lose 2 games the whole year, both of them to the Rams? We got to roll high. I want a 6. I want a 6. Oh, 1. The Raiders are going to be held to 10. There is no way we can win this. So, 42-10 in a butt kicking. We're going to lose. That makes us 15-2. The Rams are absolutely the league's best. They certainly should have been here. The Rams, the highlight in the Super Bowl, cornerback, punt, blocked, return of 63. I can't remember their cornerback. Cornerback, 63-yard punt, block, returned, touchdown. I think their last game they beat us was also a block, wasn't it? Did they beat us last time? No, 21-yard pass to the running back. Crutchfield? What was his name? Shoot, we lost the Super Bowl. Man, and we didn't just lose it, folks. 10-42. We go 15-2 in one of the greatest seasons ever. We were 11-0 before we went down to face the Los Angeles Rams in the, was it the Rose Bowl? No, it would have been the LA Coliseum maybe. And they beat us 21-17 in a hell of a fight. But by the time we meet them in the Super Bowl, they have figured us out. With that kind of score, I'm going to think something like Stabler might have gotten hurt. Something happened with a score like that. There you have it, folks. That is the 1977 Raider replay using my beautiful black and silver leather-bound book. I think it's fake leather. I don't think it's real leather. And I'm replaying from the 76 Raiders up through probably 1983, 86. So I'll be putting 78's results in here from my PAF adventures. And then I'll do, of course, the 80 Raiders and the 82 Raiders and, of course, the 83 Raiders. And I have the 1986 Stratomatic football set, so I'll probably be playing a lot of Stratomatic Raiders, of course. So there you have it, folks. I think I'm going to run out of paper before I can finish. I'm going to have to be selected maybe on what seasons. And then I'll come back and I'll fill out the box scores for the Raiders in these games at some point. Thank you for watching. Everybody have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.